Good day everyone, my name is Kenny P. Mosquete and today we'll be going to tackle about the sustainable development in a presentation made just for learning. This is our teacher Roldan Ardines to help us understand these ideas better. Our aim is to learn and understand this concept well. So, without further ado, let's start our presentation without waiting any longer. So, let's start. So, in this lesson or presentation, these are our key objectives. The first one is we will be going to differentiate stability from sustainability and to be followed by 17 sustainable development goals and to be also followed by the meaning of sustainable development goals. And lastly, the most important sustainable development. So, stability and sustainability are related but distinct concepts. Stability refers to the ability of system to maintain its current state or equilibrium over time, resisting changes or disruption. This can apply to various systems including economical, social, political, or environmental systems. For example, a stable economy would be the one that experience steady growth without significant fluctuation or crisis. So for short, this means that things staying the same and not changing too much, like when a bike, for example, a bike is balanced and not wobbling. So in different areas like money, people, rules, and nature, stability means they are not suddenly changing a lot. So for example, um, in nature, so a stable ecosystem is one where plants and animals have what they need to survive, like food, water, and shelter. If the ecosystem stayed balanced, it's stable. But if something disrupt it, like pollution or habitat destruction, the ecosystem will become unstable. That's why sustainability development is created. And the next one is sustainability is that it encompasses the idea of meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. It involves considering the long-term impacts of our actions on the environment, society, and economy, and striving for practices that are environmentally sound, socially equitable, and economically valuable, valuable in the long term. So for short is that sustainability development is about making the world a better place for everyone, and both now and for future generation. So without harming our planet's ability to support life. If you if you ensure if someone is sustainable, just ask yourself if we can keep doing it forever. So sustainable development means considering three things at once, which is the social progress, economic development, and environment. So first is we will going to tackle the economic stability. This means promoting economic growth that is exclusive, equitable, and environmentally sustainable. It involves investing in industries and practices that create jobs, generate wealth, and improve living standard while minimizing the negative impacts of the environment. Which means that economic sustainability can sustain can sustain the industries, jobs, and people without harming or minimizing the impacts of environment. For example, the using of wind turbines. So wind turbines can generate power, which is the electricity the electricity that we will be able to use for job and industries. So instead of using of fossil fuel, which can create negative impact of our environment, so we will be using the energy by the air, which is free, and it can also give us a positive impacts of our environment. So, for the next reporter, James, I will be called James Market.
So the economic sustainability is it entails enabling resources responsibly, minimizing environmental impact, fostering social equity, prioritizing long-term planning, building resilience, and encouraging innovation and adaptation to ensure that the well-being of current and future generations. So, example scenario is imagine a small coastal town that relies heavily on fishing for its economic livelihood. Over the years, the town has a decline in fishing stock due to overfishing and environmental degradation caused by pollution from nearby industry. Concern about the long-term viability of their economy. Local leaders and stakeholders come together to devise a plan for economic sustainability. So they implement several measures. So number one is management. So resource management, the town established sustainable fishing practices such as implementing catch limits, protected marine areas to allow fish stocks to replenish and ensure the industry's long-term viability. Through this effort, the coastal town is able to achieve economic sustainability by balancing economic growth with environmental protection, social equity, and long-term resilience. So, ensuring that future generation can continue to thrive in harmony with their neutral surroundings. So the next one is environmental sustainability. So what is environmental sustainability? So it involves preserving natural resources and ecosystems for present and future generations, such as by implementing renewable energy resources like solar panels and wind turbines to reduce reliance on fossil fuels and mitigate climate change. So, for example, is in a city aiming for environmental sustainability, local authorities collaborative with community members and businesses to implement various initiatives. One prominent initiative involves transitioning to renewable energy resources. The city installs solar panels on municipal buildings and encourages business and residents to do the same on their properties so that they can save energy without harming the environment. Additionally, the city invests in wind turbines in suitable location to harness clean energy. As a result, the city reduces its reliance on fossil fuels, decreases carbon emissions, and contributes to mitigating climate change while promoting environmental sustainability for future generations. So the third one is the social sustainability. So it refers to creating and maintaining a society while where all individuals have equal access to resource, opportunities, and rights, and where their well-being, dignity, and culture diversity are respected and upheld over the long term. In illustrating social sustainability, let's consider a community development project in an urban area. So, in rapidly growing city, a local government initiates a community development project to promote social sustainability in historical marginalized neighborhood. The project involves various stakeholders including city officials, community leaders, residents, and businesses. So, one of this is the affordable housing. So, the project aims to address issue affordable housing by renovating existing house stock and constructing new affordable housing unit. This ensures that the residents have access to safe and decent housing options regardless of their income level. So another of this another one is the education and skills development. Recognizing the importance of education and skill development in breaking the cycle of poverty. The project invests in education and vocalization training programs for residents for all ages. This empowers individuals to acquire the skills and knowledge needed to secure employment opportunities and improve their socio-economic status.
I am Inchen Cadet Langido Danalen. So my topic is History of Sustainable Development Goal. So the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, were born at the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development in Rio de Janeiro in 2012. So the objective was to produce a set of universal goals that meet urgent environmental, political, and economic challenges facing our world. So, the Sustainable Development Goals succeed the Millennium Development Goals (MDGs), which are launched in 2000 to address global poverty. The MDGs set clear and measurable objectives to combat extreme poverty, hunger, disease, and improve education. Over 15 years, the MDGs lead to significant progress in various areas, reducing poverty, improving access to water and sanitation, lowering child mortality, mortality rates, and enhancing maternal health. They also spurred global efforts to provide primary education, encouraging countries to invest in their youth. Notably, the MDGs played played a crucial role in lightning disease like HIV/AIDS, malaria, and tuberculosis, achieving remarkable success in treatment and prevention. So, so based on my understanding, sustainable development is mo approach siya og kuan economic growth and progress that seeks to meet sa mga needs of our present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. It involves balancing economic, social, and environmental considerations to create a harmonious and equitable society while protecting natural resources and ecosystems. So, my example of this, here are detailed explanation of sustainable development. So, example na economic dimension. So, sustainable development recognize the importance of economic growth and prosperity that emphasize the need for sustainable economic practices.
17 Sustainable Development Goals of UN. The United Nations 17 Sustainable Goals, or SDGs, adopted in 2015 as part of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, aims to address a wide range of interconnected global challenge. So the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, are a set of global objectives designed to tackle pressing issues such as poverty, inequality, environmental degradation, and access to education and health care. So, here are they. No poverty. End poverty in all its forms everywhere. Zero hunger. End hunger. Achieve food security and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. Good health and well-being. Secured healthy lives and promotes well-being for all at all age. Quality education. Ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promotes long life learnings for all. Gender equality achieves gender equality and empower all women and girls. Clean water and sanitation ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Affordable clean energy ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all.
So number 8, decent work and economic growth. So the decent work and economic growth promotes sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. So this goal focuses on creating economic opportunities, promoting job creation, and ensuring decent working conditions for all workers to reduce poverty, inequality, and foster sustainable development. So that's the decent work and economic growth. So let's move on to the industry, innovation, and infrastructure. So the industry, innovation, and infrastructures build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrializations, and foster innovations. So the goals of the industry, innovation, and infrastructures to develop sustainable infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrializations, and encourage innovations to support economic growth and environmental sustainability. So number 10, reduce inequality. So the reduce inequality, reduce within among countries. So this goal focuses on reducing income inequality, social exclusion, and discriminations to ensure that all people have equal opportunities for economic and social advancement. So 11 is the sustainable cities and communities. Sustainable cities and communities make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. So these goals aims to create sustainable cities and communities by improving urban planning, providing access to basic services, promoting affordable housing, and enhancing disaster resilience. So number 12, responsible consumption and productions. So responsible consumption and productions ensure sustainable consumptions and productions patterns. These goals focuses on promoting sustainable consumptions and productions practices, reducing waste generation, and minimizing environmental impacts throughout the life cycle of product and services. So let's move on to the number 13, climate actions. So the climate actions take urgent and actions to combat climate change and its impacts. So the goals of the climate actions to seeks to mitigate climate change by reducing greenhouse gases emissions, promoting renewable energy sources, and enhancing climate resilience to protect vulnerable communities and ecosystems. So number 14, life below water. So the life below water conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. So the goals of the life below water to protect the marine ecosystems, promote sustainable fisheries, reduce marine pollution, and conserve the coastal and marine biodiversity to ensure the health and productivity of oceans and seas. So number 15, life on land. So the life on land protect or restore and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystem, sustainably manage forests, combat desertifications, and halt and reverse land degradations and halt biodiversity loss. So these goals focuses on preserving terrestrial ecosystems, restoring degraded lands, conserving biodiversity, in combating desertifications and deforestations to ensure the sustainable use of land resources. So that's the life of land. So number 16, the peace, justice, and strong institutions. So the peace, justice, and strong institutions promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. So the goals of the peace, justice, and strong institutions to promote peace, security, and justice, strengthen democratic governance and the rule of law, and ensure the equal access to justice and effective institutions to support sustainable development. So last but not the least, the partnerships for the goals. So the partnership for the goals strengthen the means of implementations and revitalize the global partnerships for sustainable development. So the goals emphasize the importance of international cooperations, collaborations, and partnerships among governments, businesses, civil society, and other stakeholders to achieve the sustainable development goals and addresses the global challenges effectively. So that's it.
So, what is Sustainable Development Goals? So, Sustainable Development Goals are a set of 17 interconnected objectives adopted by the United Nations in 2015 as part of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. So, these goals provide a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. So the SDG covers a wide range of issues including poverty, hunger, health, education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, sustainable cities and communities, climate action, and more. So they aim to address the most pressing global challenges and promote sustainable development across economic, social, and environmental dimensions while leaving no one behind. So the SDG serves as a roadmap for governments, organizations, and individuals to work collaboratively towards building a more sustainable and equitable future for all.
Topic outline. No poverty aims to end poverty in all its forms everywhere. Poverty is a widespread issue that affects billions of people worldwide, depriving them of basic necessities such as food, clean water, shelter, education, and healthcare. Poverty is not only a moral ethics common but also a barrier to achieving others' development goals. So, example, no poverty which seeks to end poverty in all of its manifestation worldwide is covered in that topic outline. It draws attention to the fact that billions of people are deprived of basic essentials such as food, clean water, housing, healthcare, and education due to poverty. Poverty is not only a moral and ethical issue, but it also stands in the way of accomplishing development objectives. The introduction lays the groundwork for a more thorough examination of conflict issues and potential solutions surrounding the global fight against poverty.